Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today, two massive economic juggernauts are on a collision course heading straight for one another as Mr. Yo, playing as the Persians in red, gets ready to take on Hera, playing as the Portuguese in blue. Now all the players heard their herdables explore their immediate surroundings and try to go up to Feudal Age, and for some, maybe even Castle Age, as fast as possible. Let's take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now, the Persians are an economic powerhouse with a tech tree that is incredibly strong and diverse. In addition to getting all economic upgrades available in the game, they do start the game, if you notice at the top left of your screen, with 50 extra food, 50 extra wood. Their town centers and docks work progressively faster starting in Feudal Age, and they can be a pain in the butt to raid because their town centers, take a look, come with double the HP, 4,800 HP compared to the usual 2,400. Now, using their economic advantages, the Persians do focus primarily on cavalry. Their Nightline units come with an extra attack against archers. They're the only civ in the game to have access to hussars, paladins, and heavy camel riders with all upgrades available to them. I mean, from both the stables and the blacksmiths. And the availability of all of these upgrades does help out with their unique unit, the War Elephant. This is a massive, massive elephant unit that comes with a powerful attack, a huge amount of hit points, and does trample damage, but is both super expensive and super slow, although it can be upgraded to move a little bit faster. Now, to help support their cavalry on the battlefield, Persian archers and crossbows can be upgraded to turn them into trash units that only cost 60 wood. Across the desert sands, we've got the Portuguese, played by Hera in blue, a mixed land-based naval civilization whose strong economic bonuses allow it to take advantage of its very powerful gunpowder units. To start with, to get an early game boost to their economy, the Portuguese foragers also generate wood while they collect my favorite lemons, the berries, at a ratio, I believe, of 3-1. So 3 food collected, they do get one, whatever metric it is, of 1 unit of wood. All Portuguese units cost less gold. All technologies researched faster, except for going up to the next age. And once you hit Imperial, you can actually build a unique economic structure, the Feitoria. This is an economic building that auto-generates all 4 resources, but does take up 20 population space. Now, using all of these economic bonuses and features, the Portuguese can field a pretty impressive gunpowder army, since they're they do have access to every single non-unique gunpowder unit in the game, and I mean everyone on land and on sea, although if you take a look at the minimap, on sea may not actually be very helpful in this game. All Portuguese gunpowder units can also be upgraded to fire more accurately at moving targets and increase the speed of their projectiles, which does benefit their unique unit, the organ gun. This is a gunpowder unit, rather a gunpowder siege unit, that fires 5 or 6 bullets in a small spread, designed to hit multiple targets at once, and does come with a small attack bonus against infantry, skirmishers, and buildings. So like I said, 2 massive, massive juggernauts of the economic side of the game. Taking down elephants is Hera. Did his villagers? Yeah, his villagers took a bit of damage. I am always on the lookout for rhino and elephant bulls. Looks like Mr. Yo's villager took a lot of damage. That can be done without taking any damage. These are beasts, the rhinos, the elephants, not exactly as easy to kill as a boar. But in any event, both players, 17 villagers apiece. Let's take a look at where their bases are, how they've spawned, and where the resources are. Primary gold for our Persian in the back. Primary stone exposed to the front on a hill. Mining this is going to be very annoying. I mean, I guess you could put a town center here. Although, I don't know. This kind of looks like elevation to me. Man, oh man, is it sometimes hard to tell. Now zooming out, it kind of doesn't look like elevation. So it might not be that hard to mine unless he wants to maybe put a mining camp right to the south of that stone quarry. I like the positioning of the forests. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Forward position completely open, but his flanks are very easy to wall off. Additional gold to the front, additional stone to the back, and additional gold off campus a little bit further away, as Mr. Yo, now having depopulated his deer, ibex, whatever it was, population, is heading out on the map and exploring, searching for where his opponent is. Both players, by the way, clicking up to feudal at roughly the exact same time. Looks like Mr. Yo's literally 1 second ahead of his opponent. Hera managing to get in 1 extra villager before he does click up. Let's take a look at Hera's base. 3 forests in the backward position means that his forward and northern part of his base completely open. Primary gold in an infinity loop is very exposed to the front. Where is his primary stone? Nice and secure in the back. and a few additional resources. But in the very forward position, all three of them, oh, I think Mr. Yo here has a clear advantage in his base, especially with the gold secure here in the back and the easier wall off for flanking. But the name of the game for both of these teams, or actually both of these civs, is to see who can get their economy up and running quicker, who can build the bigger civilian base and start pumping out some of those incredibly powerful units, and who, if anyone, will try to stop the other player. I mean, the general play against the Portuguese is stop them from getting to Castle Age. Very similar to when you play against the Spanish. Hera has now discovered earlier and now finally moving in. Oh, very uncharacteristic here by Hera. Was he trying to teeth some sheep? Was he trying to draw some arrow fire, garrison these villagers, get them to be a little bit idle for a little bit of time so that it pushes our Persian back economically? Who knows? Only Hera knows. Maybe one day I'll watch. I mean, I watch his live streams all the time on Twitch. Maybe I'll ask him once when I watch one of these games. Although he's pretty good. Hera's a pretty fun caster to watch as well. And I say caster instead of player because while he plays, he very clearly discusses what he wants to do. He very clearly explains the units, the strengths, the weaknesses. It's a very fun, I don't know what to call it, a show, a very fun live stream that he does. And by the way, if you haven't checked him out yet on YouTube, I think he's now streaming both on Twitch and YouTube because Twitch now allows you to stream across multiple platforms. I guess I guess all the creators leaving Twitch kind of made Twitch a little nervous. So now they're allowing people the freedom of non-exclusivity. Speaking of exclusivity, looks like one scout here only for our Portuguese. A little bit of a face-off, Did he wait a little bit too long? No, he's just trying to draw them into the archer fire. Mr. Yo has to be careful here. Although not too careful. His scouts are basically at full HP. Anyway, I don't know what the hell my point was. The point was, I'm very excited for this game. Two massive economic powerhouses with access to some very powerful units. Anytime you watch the Persians, you hope to see a war elephant. And by the way, in case you're wondering, this game is being played on the current version of the game, meaning the Persians are as they have been for a while. There is no paladin replacement unit. There is Mahouts is still a thing. It's not automatically built into the, I believe they built it into the elite elephant upgrade now. I might be mistaken, but I believe that's the case. And so, yeah, we're still on the same patch. I have not done that. If you're not familiar, you can right now go into Steam if you bought the game through Steam and actually change it, change the version of the game so that you can play with Armenians and Georgians, something that they, I think, have not done in the past. I think they sometimes release civilizations early, but I think to content creators, like you'll see Hera, the Viper, you'll see, I don't know, Spirit of the Law, T90, all of those guys playing with civilizations that are not available to the public because they release it a little bit early to test it. I think this might be the first time they just kind of released it to the broad general public. So if you want to, feel free, go into Steam, change your beta from none to October PUP or November PUP, whatever it is, and you'll be able to play the Jordans, the Armenians, and the new Persians. But anyway, that's neither here nor there as the gazelle gets scared and runs away. It is Hera who pushes out here, does manage to get a skirmisher kill, 1 kill apiece. Bit of a scuffle in the center of the map. High ground for our Persian means that the skirmisher should be able to get an archer or two, although they're right now focusing on the spearman, which is probably the better choice. Although, I don't know if it's the better choice, but it's a choice. And Mr. Yo, confident now that he can take a battle here, but he's lost all of his skirmishers. 0 skirmishers left. Not too sure that was a good trade for him in exchange for a few spearmen, but okay, it does manage ultimately to get a few of Hera's units. It's not like Hera's units weren't taking damage throughout that fight, so it does have a few weak ones, but look at the kill count. It was 1-1 a second ago. Now it's 9-5. A 4-unit kill lead. And let's see, Hera banking 500 food, 175 gold. We know what that means, and he is the one putting on the aggression right now. So he is sitting comfortably at home, walling himself in as he slowly, grain by grain, stake by stake, nugget by nugget collects the food and the gold that he needs to go up to Castle Age. Mr. Yo tried to put on some aggression here, and it failed. Not much more to say about that, and he is coming back with fresh skirmishers, but his army count is lower than his opponent. His villager count is a little bit ahead. Hera taking care of some wildlife, spaying and neutering, as Bob Barker would say. But our Persian is here. That being said, Hera, no villagers on stone just yet. Getting his archers in right as the villager closes the gate behind them. Does not want any penetration into this base, but only palisades standing in the way between the Persian army and the Portuguese settlement. Might want to build some structure here, maybe. I don't think he can repair it with 5 skirmishers. They're not going to kill a villager, but they will be annoying for the AI to make the villager constantly pull away. And Hera 2 minutes away from Castle Age. Mr. Yo doing exactly to Hera what Hera was doing to him a minute ago. Hera was over here all aggro trying to keep Mr. Yo in his base. Mr. Yo over here all aggro trying to keep Hera in his base. House comes up with 167 HP. The archers are here, but against skirmishers, not too sure. And Mr. Yo is now clicking up to Castle, having bought a bunch of resources, selling 100 of his stone. I mean, Hera's stone is here. It's safe. He's not mining it just yet. Archers moving forward. They could pick off a few of these scouts if they're not careful. House HP down 60 to 1. Oh, never mind. It's getting repaired. Will he right click, right click, right click? No, Mr. Yo just ignores his villager. Okay, so Mr. Yo, not really a serious attempt to bust into Hera's base. I think this is more along the lines of, let me just get my own base up and running. Let me get my own things going on all cylinders. And Hera knows exactly what's what. So he's already here with a scout trying to see what he's going to have to contend with. But Mr. Yo, look at that. Sneaky building his stables on the inside of the base. Very far away from the line of sight of our Portuguese, whose base has now been penetrated. Uh-oh. No, I wasn't expecting this. Gets 1 villager. The first economic kill of the game goes to our red Persian. Hera doesn't seem to really notice / care. He's sending a few of the farmers in here, but none of the other ones garrisoned. He doesn't notice / care because he's got 2 knights on the field. So the longevity, the lifespan of this red army has just gone from maybe 3 to 4 minutes to literally 10 seconds. And bye skirmishers. No, I think my microphone clicked out there. They are going underneath the town center, trying perhaps desperately to have Hera garrison any of his villagers. Hera not falling for it. He himself is here with his archers, now crossbows. But our Persian's got knights of his own. And remember, these guys come with an attack bonus against archers, +2. So these crossbows have to be very careful. They've got no armor upgrades. They're going to have Bodkin in a second, which means they're going to have +2 attack and range. So the knights have to kind of be careful. But out of 3 stables, our Persian is just going full balls to the wall knight. And if he deletes this house, could potentially get us around. I mean, 6 knights with an attack bonus against 13 unarmored crossbows should be an easy kill for Mr. Yo here, but he waited perhaps a little too long, and Hera's here with his own knights, and now he's got to retreat. He's going to take so much damage. Monk is out, though. Monk is out. Hera's got to be careful. Oh, I thought he was going to lose a knight there, having run straight into those crossbows. Oh, okay, never mind. Mr. Yo went for a crossbow convert once the knights moved out of range. Another cool change, I guess, in the game is that the monk mechanics are going to change. It used to be, and I found this out through somebody commenting on one of my videos about a week ago, and I didn't know this. If your monk is in the process, for example, of converting a building, and they're like 80% done the conversion, and then they target a unit, that unit will get converted faster. The buildup from the conversion of the building counts. And now the next patch is going to change all that, so the monk will, their conversion will basically reset. Mr. Yo mixing in a camel here as well, has gotten all of the crossbows except for one who's going to get got. A few reinforcing friends are joining in, but still no armor upgrades whatsoever. Hera here still has the kill lead, has now killed 8 villagers, exploring, hoping to find one in the corner here, but found nothing but sand and palisade. Looks like the knight over here did die, not before absolutely getting this HP down to a massive 3. So Mr. Yo here has an opportunity to get all these crossbows if he just chooses the right direction. Ooh, where are they? There they are. They attack the camel, reveal themselves, and now the knights are going to pounce. And Hera's army here is donezo. The camel is going to probably go for the knight. The knights are going to go for the crossbows. And Bob's your uncle. Who do we want to see die? Oh, look at that. Knight leads the camel straight to reinforcements. No more camels, by the way, for our Persian, who is not training any military units at all. I think the loss of 8 villagers has made him basically not a knockout blow, but a blow to the ribs. And he's now down 8 villagers. Very funny getting husbandry. I guess he realized that his knights are moving a little bit too slow. Hera also, by the way, doesn't have husbandry on his knights. And the knights disengage. Hera getting the gazelle. Why not? Free food. Okay, players back off of one another. Good time for us to take a look at what's going on in their bases. Do we still have the 3 stables? Yep. 3 stables, 2 town centers, 52 villagers, still down 8 villagers. Our Portuguese, 1, 2, 3 town centers. Blacksmith, archery range, barracks, stables, only 2 stables, but a monastery up in a very forward position. Gazelle still has 11 food on it. Villagers go back 15 army count to 8. So Mr. Yo, who's now down only 7, right as I say that, he's down 8 villagers again, is pushing forward with 12 knights. Actually, what's actually here in the front? 11 knights. The 12th one stops for a cigarette break as the monk behind him goes home with the relic. How many knights for our Portuguese? Only 8. Upgrades 1 to the 1-2 of our Persian, who also, by the way, has a camel rider mixed in here. 3 monks for Mr. Yo, who's already gotten a relic and should get a second one, unless that's the one we saw. No, that's the one we saw. He's also got a few knights here. What do they see? I mean, knights for vision is just a joke. Their line of sight is absolutely terrible. Look at that. What is that? 3 tiles? Okay, they're going to poke in here. They're going to see that there's a house with a nice courtyard. And Hera, a little too slow. The knights are in at the exact same time as an attack is happening here to the north. What's going on? Let's see. 10 knights for our Portuguese. 13 knights, a camel, and 2 monks. But the town center full of 12 villagers. At this stage of the game, man, oh man, are knights susceptible. Very, very weak to town center fire. Hera will take this battle handily, I think. Try to get the monk. Actually, he did get 2 monks, it looks like. Where did Sorry, no, never mind. I think Monsieur... I sometimes get so invested, so enamored by a fight that I forget it. It wipes out my mind of everything that happened before. Still no husbandry for our Portuguese. Is he serious about going knights? He's got 15 knights. Why is he not getting husbandry? Synchronized attacks. And the monastery goes down. It looks like the marauding knights here to the back did ultimately die to this force. Converted camel does die. Monk dies as well to the light cav. And now Mr. Yo's overstayed his welcome. I mean, he's got the army supply lead 20 to 15. But again, the town center now fully garrisoned, although 1 monk. 12 knights to 9 HP. About 200 more HP. But look at how many weak red knights there are. The town center just needs time. I don't know who's winning this on a holistic scale, because Hera is going to wipe this force off the face of the earth. But how long have these 14 villagers been idle? His economy, 20 idle villagers. He's basically ahead 10 villagers, but he's actually down 10 villagers because for the longest time, I mean, Mr. Yo sacrificed a lot of units. But the idle time here for Hera, let's see. Mr. Yo still hilariously down, only 8, the same 8 villagers. Oh, as he starts thieving relics all over the map. Let's see, by the way, how many relics he's seen. Hasn't seen the one right next to his base, which is very sour. Hasn't seen the one being protected by this Hakuna Matata collective here to the right side of the map, and also hasn't seen the one. Okay, so Mr. Yo hasn't seen 3 relics, which means the 2 that he's got are the 2 that he's seen, but outposts are starting to come out now. Army count 14 to 10. Villager count, he's still down 8 now. Actually 10 villagers now. Mr. Yo going off the back of 2 town centers. Hera going up to 4. He's already got a 10 villager lead, and now husbandry completes. So his units are going to move a little bit faster. 6 villagers on stone. So Hera wants to put down a castle, but he's in no rush to do so. He is in absolutely no rush. He's not training any military except monks at the moment. Mr. Yo training all manner of cavalry branches, knights, light cav, camel riders. He wants to absolutely overwhelm. His gold supply is non-existent. Basically anything and everything. But oh no, that's so sour. That is so sour. 2 camels defect and join the Portuguese army. A 4th monk being trained, and there's that castle. Yeah, I figured it wasn't going to be a super aggressive castle. The question I have is, did Mr. Yo wait too long? I mean, his resources are great. He's up 10, 11 army count, and he's now pushing into this castle. Looks like a bit of a light cavalry force here off to the side, which is going to join in. Oh, he wanted to get the monks, but the monks abscond into the town center. Siege Workshop Mangonel is out for a brief second, dies a virgin with no kills. Did Mr. Yo wait too long here? No, you know what? I mean, I think he did wait too long, but all of a sudden, Hera's villager count has been whittled down. Mr. Yo's got 22 villager kills to the 10 of his opponent. Mission accomplished? Question mark? I really don't know. Is this mission accomplished for Mr. Yo or not? He's not training any units. It looks like he wants to go up to Imperial. He's got 700 food, almost 700 gold. But the organ guns are coming out. They're fantastic against infantry, but against the quicker moving cavalry? I don't know. Let's see. We've seen Hera with the organ guns before. We've seen Mr. Yo with the organ guns recently. He could not defeat Hera's Woad Raiders. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen the game from a week ago. What the hell are you waiting for? And there it is, Imperial for our Persian. Let's see paladins, let's see hussars, let's see heavy camel riders, let's see everything and anything under the sun, he says, as Mr. Yo's resources are basically 0. 100 gold, 100 food, 200 wood, and 300 stone. Do not an economy make. But he is actually falling behind on all metrics. His army count is now lower. His villager count is lower. Looks like he caught out a few villagers here with some light cavalry units, but the forward position of his base is being completely pushed into. Mangonel attacking these organ guns on from the low ground is not. Oh, and another virgin Mangonel will die. Although maybe I spoke too soon. Maybe I spoke too soon. Nope, he died. A virgin. Man, oh man. This is what happens when you let the Portuguese get their economy up and running, get their military up and running. Look at Hera's civilian population. All of a sudden, he's ahead 28 villagers, and Mr. Yo is in the annoying position now of having himself to garrison villagers as the organ guns push in, as the knights push in, as everything and anything pushes in. I mean, he's doing a fantastic job getting these villagers here. Any villagers left in the town center? Let's see this guy who should die the next volley, and he dies. The problem is these organ guns are now enough to 2-shot knights, I think. I mean, assuming they don't miss. There we go. 3-shot knights. Okay, Persian castle is going up. What are you? You are a siege workshop. So Mr. Yo really doubling down on the siege to try to counter these organ guns. He's getting a treb out. He wants to destroy this castle. It is being annoying AF. Hera on his part is building a whole bunch of military infrastructure right next to his castle, and he is going after the relics. He doesn't know that there's only 2 of them in there, but he doesn't care. He's got 0. So whatever he can do to even up the relic count is fantastic, but focusing on this monastery is giving Mr. Yo a bit of time. There's no action anywhere else on the map. He is a little maybe tunnel visioned on this monastery. Mr. Yo, I mean, his army supply is garbage. It's 5 because he's going cavalier. He's going cavalier with no food in the bank. I don't know. Do we go quantity or do we go quality? Mr. Yo is going for quality, but he's still 40 seconds away. His treb begins the bombardment of the castle, but it is on the high ground. Maybe the treb's on the high ground too. I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's hard to say when it's behind the castle like that. What is attacking you? Looked like a lion was attacking the villager there. You guys know how much I love the wildlife in this game. But Hera has done a complete 180 and tech switched into light cavalry who are going to be +2/+2 right now. I don't know that he was expecting Mr. Yo to go Cavalier. I think this is now Hera's play is raid, kill as many units as possible. We've got a clump of 7 here. We've got a clump of 6 over here. He's going after the Treb. If he gets this Treb, it's bad news bears. Oh, he saves it with so little HP. Fantastic hold there by Mr. Yo. But at the same time, now his economy is being gutted even more. He's down. Oh my God, he's down. I don't even know the math. About 70 villagers. 70, not 17, 70 villagers he's down right now. That is just insane. And that means Hera can continue to keep throwing units at our Persian all the live long day. A second Treb pops out at the worst possible time. Okay, it does unpack or pack, whatever the hell. Why can I never remember what's packing and what's unpacking? But yeah, this is exactly what happens when you leave an opponent, especially one like the Portuguese, to just absolutely go bonko on the economy. Hera's got 68 villagers on food, which means that these light cav are here. The Portuguese, remember, do not get hussars, so there's very little reason for our Portuguese to rush up to Imperial if his gameplay is light cav. I mean, sure, an extra attack, an extra armor, but if the decision is spam 23 of them or go up to Imperial, probably spamming 23 of them would have been the better goal and or the better strategy, and that's exactly what Hera does. And he is just absolutely shredding the Persian economy. And yeah, there's not much that Mr. Yo can do here. His military structures in the center are now basically unusable. Hera got enough stables, 7 stables in the middle position, does manage to control gold pile, and now Mr. Yo is off the stone, he's off the wood, he's off of everything, and he is down more than half the villager count to the Portuguese with 147 villagers. 147 villagers. Hera is going to just spam light cav for days, and there's not much that Mr. Yo can do about it. Even if he didn't upgrade to Cavalier, even if he saved, what is it, 300 resources, I don't think it would have made a difference here. He just didn't do any damage to the Portuguese, and he went up to castle way too late behind the Portuguese. The Portuguese got their first castle. Hera took, dipped a toe into the pool just to see the temperature of the water, saw that it was comfortable, and dove right in with this big juicy castle here. 3 organ guns left, which means Mr. Yo did an amazing job with the Cavaliers clearing up the organ guns. Unfortunately, this lighter cavalry unit, this quicker villager sniper, is something that he is not prepared to deal with. Look at his resources. I mean, that is just terrible. And right before he died, how many villagers idle? Out of 72, 31 were idle. So Hera just absolutely outpacing, showing us why it is imperative to make sure that some civilizations do not get to Castle Age, or if they do get to Castle Age, you are ready and prepared for what is about to happen to you. Now, with the Portuguese, it could have been anything, really. It could have been an organ gun push, massive. Not that I really expected that. Like I said, the quicker moving cavalry units against organ guns are probably going to make sure Hera doesn't overproduce them. But the light cav is definitely something that if you see that your opponent does already have a weakened economy, find out where it hurts and press where it hurts. And Hera does exactly that. Peak APM 128 for Mr. Yo. As always, right in the beginning of the game, I don't understand it. Clicking furiously, Hera with his usual 200 to 300 more in the center, middle of the game, 56 to 56. I mean, obviously Cavaliers beat this. Obviously, the majority of the game, they were Knights. But these light cav just streaming economy. What? How bad do we think it's going to be when Mr. Yo is down 70 villagers? I mean, the game didn't last very long, 43 minutes. But how bad do we think? I'm gonna 3, 2, 1. Not terrible. Not terrible. About 25% difference in economy. A lot more wood, a lot more food. But Mr. Yo did manage to get more gold, about 3,000 more gold, which he used for those knights, camels, and cavaliers. Stone for Hera, about 2 castles worth of stone conversions. 4 and 3, not really much to write home about. And there's that cavalier upgrade. Let's take a look at the kill count. Not too dissimilar. When you remove, what is this? 25 from 137 is 112, 106. So Mr. Yo killed more military, but Hera killed more civilians. And that just shows you the strategy that Hera is following, and did manage to get one of the Trebs. The second one's standing tall, but what can one Treb do against 7 villagers repairing, and the castle is on the high ground, and you're already one of your Treb brothers has fallen. Maybe even 2 Trebs have fallen. I don't know. The graphic kind of looks a little messy, but ultimately, yeah, Hera again just showing us what you can accomplish when your opponent doesn't stop you from this power spike. A lot of people like to talk about power spikes in Age of Empires. Well, you're looking at it right now. Look at this Portuguese settlement. How many 5 town centers to the 3 of Mr. Yo, who for the majority of the game, by the way, didn't have 3. He had only 2. And Hera just way, way omnipresent. He's to the south. He's to the north. He was in here. I mean, look at these bodies laying about, these carpets everywhere. And even though he did a little bit of damage himself in the back of Hera's base, Mr. Yo ultimately suffers an insurmountable villager loss, lives to fight another day, realizes that there's nothing that he can really do to stop this Portuguese juggernaut, taps out, and it is Hera who gets the W, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.